Oh, that's always a tough one. More buyers than sellers, obviously. But I think it's the concerns in the financial markets, the system, what's going on with these overreach of the political class in all jurisdictions. A lot of fear and uncertainty. So it drives people into the safe harbor. And there's nothing safer on a decentralized basis than the precious metals.
Now, when it comes to the price action we've seen recently, I know last time we had you on was right after that price spike that we saw because of the Ukraine Russia war. Your take on where we are right now, are there any key levels that you're looking for to be taken out to show that we might be on our way to the upside from here?
Oh, absolutely. Any round number, especially in the thousands, is a big psychological event. So $2,000 gold in U.S. terms is a big deal. So it's got to trade above 2,000 and stay there. And once that's accomplished, there'll be a bit of a readjustment to the mindset of everyone that's in the market or going to participate in the market, meaning that 2,000 will become the floor, and everyone will think that how high above 2,000 is it going to go? Is it going to go 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever? So it does set a precedence for the, let's say, rethinking the market. Silver will probably catch up, not immediately, but at some point. And I think psychologically, the $30 level for silver holds the same kind of key ingredient that once we're at 30, a lot of the Wall Street silver crowd that came in and for the most part, have held on and dollar cost average and keep stacking. They'll be rewarded psychologically at $30 silver that, okay, I bought it at 28, 29, some bought it at 30, although it wasn't there very long on the spot price. But many of these people, as you well know, Elijah, are paying 35, 36 in the case of the Silver Eagle, maybe even $40 an ounce because the premiums are so high. But again, coming back to the 30, psychologically you feel better. When the spot price was 25 and you bought it for 30, then the price gets to 30, you actually net zero on a fiat basis. But psychologically, it's moved $5 and you feel better.
I think what you mentioned about premiums is very interesting. We are seeing premiums rise across the board, especially in the sovereign minted coins, and the Eagles are pretty much the highest I've ever seen them at around $14 over spot. And it gives an interesting opportunity for some people who want to like swap Eagles for other forms of metal. They can sometimes, get more ounces of silver that way. But overall, I mean, we are seeing premiums rise. What is your take on what is happening in the physical silver market at the moment?
Well, obviously, you just said it. I mean, they're very tight, supply and a very big demand. The only reason people continue to pay a premium is because they want it. They want it now. And normally, whatever normal means these days, but in years past, when we saw these spikes, like happened in 2008, we saw $9 on the paper price and $13 on eBay, and many of the dealers that we both know were selling silver around 12 or 13, even though the paper price was $3 or $4 lower. But that only lasted for a short time. I'm going to say 2 months. I wrote an article about it, and there was an arbitrage situation going on, as you just mentioned. I mean, in fact, the local dealer here said, "Why don't you put your 100-ounce bars up on your website and sell them for 13?" And pocket that $4 delta, buy the thousands, and then convert the thousands to hundreds when the premium drops. So I said that to make the point that there is robust demand in silver to keep the premiums high and staying high. They have subsided very slightly, and I'll take some guilt. One of the programs, and there's very few that I sponsor. I don't really sponsor this one. I'm an associate of it. But this Onex that's on my blog, you buy into part of a silver commercial bar. So you're getting it near spot. But when you convert, you could convert to the silver spot price and pay very little above that to get the silver, but that's in 1,000-ounce form. And who does that? Very few. So you take your portion of it, you've got 126 ounces, you can get 110 delivered, and now you pick Do you want silver eagles? Do you want silver rounds? Do you want 10-ounce bars? And you pay that premium. So I was encouraging people to buy through that system and wait for the premiums to come down. The premiums aren't coming down. So I think we're in a new market here, and sooner or later, something's got to give. I mean, the arbitrage is for anyone that can fabricate silver to buy up as much as they possibly can and put it on the shelf at $25 and punch out, rounds at $30 as fast as they can all day, every day, till the market adjusts.
It does seem like we're entering kind of a new phase. I know Andy Schectman has been talking about for quite a while this great awakening where people are really becoming aware of precious metals. And we are seeing countries around the world accumulating gold, and Russia actually, for a little while, they kind of pegged their ruble to gold or gold to their ruble. Now, you've really recently mentioned how this Ukraine-Russia war could lead to a resetting of the financial system, possibly based on gold. Can you expand on this?
Sure. First, for clarity purposes, the tie to the, I think it was a gram for 5,000 rubles of gold, that's already been nixed. It was only when it was stated publicly, it was through, I think it was 2 June, which means the remainder of April and all of May, the way I read it. It's already come off. I put it up on my Twitter feed. If you care to look at it, you can Google it and find it. But going beyond that, your question, the idea is that gold is in the parlance of the financial system again because of this. Whether it gets reenacted at any time in the future remains to be determined. But just the idea that, I'll sell you gas and oil in rubles. Oh, yeah, they're paying in euros, but it's getting converted in the foreign exchange market to rubles, and the final payment is rubles, which puts demand in the foreign exchange markets for rubles. And it's been going higher and higher. And I think that I forget who it was, I'm going to say the Ministry of Finance, something along those lines, that said that, this exchange rate, and it's internal to Russia. In other words, all the gold mines in Russia, they put that idea, or that mandate, I'll call it, to 5,000 per gram. But that's already gone away. But again, the more important point is thinking about gold in the financial system. I mean, there's so much corruption throughout the globalist elite banking cartel that needs to be, in my opinion, strong one, rectified. I mean, we're in a system that is unsustainable. It's failing as we speak. And what is the outcome? And the answer is we don't know. And I know your next question, because we talked offline, but the banks have the idea of maintaining control. In fact, their wish is to control the financial system even further than they already do.